What's the most disturbing secret you are keeping from your friends and family? Part 2. Please like and subscribe to support this channel. I tried hanging myself about 2 years after my epilepsy diagnosis. I had to give up my job, give up my house, and move back in with my parents for 3 years. The only reason I survived was because my fat ass broke the branch after I hung there for a bit. I had to hide my bruised and swollen neck for almost 2 months. I pretended to have lost my voice due to a cold. I've told my wife and my best friend my attempt, but I haven't told anyone that I lost a little over a year's worth of memories. August 19, 2012 to February 3, 2014 is this blank spot. The craziest thing is that random smells will bring this flash of color and a blur of something sometimes, but I have no recollection of doing it and struggle to remember the details afterwards. I have autism, and during my schooling career for most of it I was bullied, made fun of, but that you get used to it after a while. What I wasn't used to was they started sending me videos of people dying, everything you could imagine. Do you know, something super slow, violent, to something very fast, but the blood and the heads all lined up in front of the bodies with the guy standing behind him with the Arabic sword. Did it really messed me up. I can't even think about the people I went to school with it without getting angry, and then I kind of lost feelings for everything. I haven't been happy in years, can't even imagine really anything. When I close my eyes all I see it's the bodies and the people, and some of the videos they had noise. Do people make noise when they died? And I can't get it out of my head. And I'm sorry if this is a butchered, but I'm using text to speech cause it's a lot easier for me to type when I talk, but it messed me up. But I don't cry anymore as well, but I don't know what to do. But I know I'm not ever going to go to a therapist cause I don't got the dough for that, and I'm not smart enough to understand the other stuff. But what I do know is this will stick with me for life, and I haven't told a single soul about what happened. The only people that knew that this happened were the ones that sent me the videos and then made fun of me for it when I cried. I'm still in love with someone who doesn't want me or anything to do with me again, who told me I couldn't and can't be in her life anymore after 4 years together, and yet was still in love with me and thought of me and missed me every day. At least that's what she told me in November. It's been over a year since I last held her, kissed her, made love to her, and yet I still miss her with all my being. She was the woman who could have and did give me meaning and purpose to be happy and not give up on life after my remaining 2 grand pups will be taken. It sounds pathetic, but I truly gave her and our relationship everything I had left in me, and without her, there isn't anything left for me when the days come where my pups are gone. I don't need pity or advice. This is my choice, and before her was my plan all along. Had she not come into my life, I would have gave up 5 years ago when my boy, pup, was taken. Then 2 years later when his boy, grandpup, was taken. She was and will always be the woman I loved more than any other before her. That I had an abortion. I told my birth mom's side of the fam, and I was instantly called a baby killer. I didn't like that side anyways and had just met them a few months prior. I'd never dare tell my dad's side, that's who I grew up with. It almost slipped out of my mouth once when we were on the topic, and I instantly changed it to miscarriage. Which I feel so guilty about. I did have a miscarriage between my 2 existing children though, and I know what that's like as well. Sometimes I want to talk about the abortion because I have so many feelings about it still, and it's not something I wanted to do but needed to do. It would have been a girl too. I have 2 boys and always wanted a girl. I'll never tell them the truth. To the many commenters who are struggling with illness, mental or physical, or SAW, I'm proud of you for fighting through everything. I hope every single one of you live your life to the fullest, regardless of how long you may have left or how you may currently feel. To specifically the SAW survivors, you made it through the hardest part. You survived, and that's all that matters now. Just focus on healing. I wish everyone struggling in this thread peace and healing from here on out. The eventual death of my parents has been the biggest component of my depression for over 40 years. It started when I was a young child. I realize that it's an obsession, but no amount of therapy or medication has been able to help. My parents are in their 80s now, and I know what's coming. What I've dreaded for decades is almost here. I'm in a constant state of panic. I've resolved to end my own life as soon as they both have passed. That resolution is only remedy that allows me to still function. I guess it's not too disturbing, but I'm a secret alcoholic and my family thinks I've been sober for a few months. The truth is, tequila helps me sleep. It sounds bizarre, but if I don't drink before bed, I have very vivid dreams that are disturbing in one way or another that leave me feeling like I got no sleep at all. I've been prone to vivid dreaming for years. I wake up feeling drained if I go to bed sober. This has been going on for months. Pensive face. Alternative account for me here. Mid-40s male. coerced into performing oral sex on 2 of my older male cousins as a teen. They were teens as well. I know that one of them molested and raped 2 of our female cousins, younger than me. They also coerced our male neighbor into sex acts with them. Oral that I know of. Not sure what else. One of them also talked me into anal sex. I'm practically no contact with them anymore, for these reasons. I only tell my family the good things. Since I hit rock bottom in 2017, and my ex called them to move me back home before he bailed me out of jail for a DUI. I've made sure they only see that I'm doing better. In fact, when they moved me back home with them was the only time they fully knew what was going on in my life since maybe before high school. I know I can tell them anything, and they will love and support me, so I don't know why I do this. Don't get me wrong, I am doing well, and I'm happy. They just don't know that I'm one paycheck away from genuinely struggling right now. All my family needs to see is that I'm back in school studying something that will allow me to be financially stable eventually and that I'm doing well in my new position related to that field. More of just something that I'm guilty of. So, when it comes to stress and relaxation, people deal with it in numerous different ways, e.g., meditation, walking, other exercising, etc. When it comes to coping methods, it doesn't really matter as long as it works and it's not dangerous to anyone and it doesn't affect your health. When it comes to releasing stress and helping get to sleep as well as relaxing and stuff. I have a bottle that I fill with a nice warm milky drink, and I just lie in bed and drink my drink and eventually fall asleep. The thing is, it's a baby bottle, not a normal bottle. I keep it a secret due to the fact that my sister cannot keep her mouth shut, and if she knows, everyone will know within a couple of days. I don't tell my mother because she has this huge thing with, "You're old enough to be 3 responsible, so you have to act mature," which I completely understand, but it's seriously not helpful when I need to just chill out. My dad is just awkward to talk to about this stuff, and he'll most likely tell my who will go on a rant about it, which will end up with my sister hearing, which leads all the way back to the first issue. There's also a huge stigma around older people buying childish items, kids' toys, baby bottles, child sensory toys, etc., for themselves. My bottle is hidden right at the back of my fridge, and I try to not put milk in it if it's not in use due to health issues and stuff. Thing is, I have to be sneaky while using it because people have a habit of barging into my room without knocking and/or doing anything to notify me that they are there. I can only use it at night and when I know for sure that no one else is home. I know it's a strange way to cope with things, but in all honesty, we've all done something at some point in our lives that a large margin of society would consider strange and/or not normal. It's purely for relaxation and distressing purposes, and it is something that I wish I could notify people of because it would make a lot of things a whole lot easier. But sadly I can't because of the stigma around it. I fantasize about murder constantly. I go to therapists and psychiatrists, started recently, but I have these thoughts ever since I was a kid. I have never killed any animals, I love them and could never, and I don't plan on killing anyone for the simple fact that I don't want to go to prison. I keep making violent drawings and I tell everyone it's just inspired on horror movies and games that I enjoy, but the truth is that I'm venting the daily images from inside my head. I have a normal life. Not many friends, but simply because I'm not interested in making any. I have a girlfriend whom I love very much, and my older brother that always makes me laugh, a job with some good people, and I go to college. But when I'm alone, at my head, I've killed everyone in the nastiest way ever. That the darkest truth is sometimes people who survived suicide attempts don't regret it. I regret a lot of things about it. I regret that my parents found me, I regret that I put them through it. But some nights, after a particularly bad depressive episode, I wish they had never found me at all. I was so close. The only good thing is that I don't think I have the strength to try it again. They're so proud of me for getting through it and they've healed from it. But God, do I wish they hadn't found me. I was almost gone. I was so close to finally being done with the apathy and loneliness. I'm in therapy, and I don't even tell my therapist that thought. I can't tell my parents, they would be absolutely heartbroken all over again. I have something special that I can't describe. I can guess what's gonna happen later in my days. Not happening every day but often, I can't control it, it comes with a flash, and I know that my mom, dad, or sister's gonna tell me something very random we aren't talked before or show me something new that they bought. And I know precisely what it is. Something really strange that happened too. I have an entire collection of Scrooge McDuck magazines, and sometimes the morning I have a flash and randomly thinking about a precise story from one magazine, Later in the day I pick a random magazine. I have a lot, open it and instantly it's the story that I thought the morning. This situation happened like more than 20 times in few months. It's crazy. Another very weird situation. 4 days ago, I was cooking, and I took a double pack of bacon. I take one of the 2 packs and I freezed, because I knew it was gonna happen something with this pack. My brain was like, you have to put back this pack, but I continue cooking, and many minutes later I open the pack of bacon, get back to my pan, and the pack slips and fall on the ground. Every pieces of bacon on the ground. I was like, how did I knew? Very often, I can sense and see precise things and I don't know why, and how. I never talked about that to anyone because nobody would believe me. I am anonymous here so I don't care if you believe me or not, I just share my secret here. Was raped by 3 soldiers when I was in the army. I'm a dude, so were they. We were all in the same army. By rape, I mean, used a toilet plunger handle on me while 2 men held me down. Didn't report because of don't ask don't tell, because the reason for the rape was to teach me a lesson about how being bisexual is wrong and can negatively affect morale. Well, morale was indeed lower after that event, for sure. Ended up working with one of my rapists for about 4 months before losing my shit. Got booted from army due to personality disorder. Has seriously affected my life. I don't trust other men to be alone with me, ever. Hard to have relationships with people. I don't talk about it with anyone, not even a therapist. I automatically assume that people will laugh at me, assume that I wanted it to happen, or that I'm making things up. Anyway, I'm sure that someone can't wait to laugh at me, and tell me that I am making this up, and that I probably want that to happen, so I'll get off of here and let you guys make fun of one of the most nightmarish things I've experienced. Enjoy laughing at the pain of others. Laughing face, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk edit, asterisk, asterisk, asterisk okay. Honestly I wasn't expecting this level of positivity from people. Thanks. I'd respond directly to everyone, but frankly, I don't have the time to do so. I hope I didn't come across as being overly cynical or angry at the world from how I wrote that, and if anyone thinks that I might be coming across as upset or angry, I'd like to let them know that my reaction is perfectly normal for someone who has been ass raped. However, I'll try to be less emotional when it comes to getting my ass raped. No one said anything along those lines that would make me think things like in the last paragraph. Yet there is a response to someone for something that no one said. Immediately defensive, angry, ready to fight. Obviously something is horribly wrong with me, because that is how I respond to everything now. I used to be such a nice guy. But hey, that was a long time ago, back in the year 2000. I'm sure that I've recovered and asterisk looks at wasted life, asterisk well shit. Anyway, the point is, sometimes it's just the small things in life that change everything, for good or ill. Getting raped is definitely one of those things that goes in the life-changing file. If you are someone who is planning on raping someone, or you are some sort of rape enthusiast, please stop, you are a bad person. And if you are a sexual assault survivor, please hang in there. I'm told that it gets better, and for some people I'm sure it does. I hope you are one of them. So one family member knows this but will never tell anyone. Mom passed away December 6th. My sister was taking her to the and she passed on the way. They couldn't revive her. After, my sister came to my apt and we both pretty much at the same time said, why mom and not dad? We grew up with mom. Dad wasn't in our lives till we were older. I was a teen, my sister in college. We both learned very quickly that he was a pathologic liar. He lies about everything and anything. It's been a few months since mom passed and we both feel the same way. I wish I could trade my dad for my mom. She was only 67. It's not fair that that boss is here and she's gone. Sorry for the long rant but yeah. Not talking about it sucks lol. At times I'd love to say it to him. Especially since he just lied about the house he was going to give to me and my son. I am a very unsympathetic, uninterested person towards my friends and family. I feel like I just put on a good facade towards all of them. When people are telling me about their day or what's happened recently, I genuinely don't have any interest for it. I struggle a lot with keeping in contact with people over time. It has led to the end of very good friendships just because I have no interest in contacting them or checking their social media and interacting with them. I feel extremely guilty for it sometimes as I feel like I am being a horrible person but I am just distanced from a lot of people by my nature. I guess I am just more fixated on my world, life more so than other people's. We had to euthanize our cat because we couldn't afford the medical bill. He was 10 years old and healed poorly from a life-saving surgery to get string removed. He lost so much weight and was on the verge of liver failure. My cat looked like he was in so much pain. My dad, devout Muslim, loved that cat. He wasn't at the vet when this was happening. Since he believes euthanasia is a sin, we told him our cat died during the imaginary operation due to complications. I've never seen him cry so much. As a 27-year-old male, I was almost raped a year ago. I was blackout drunk playing pool with one of my friends in town and ordered an Uber to get home. When I got outside, I could no longer read my phone screen because I was so drunk, it was too blurry. I sat down on a bench and a guy came up to me and we started making out. He then took me back to his university dorm. One of the last things I remember was not wanting to take my shoes off while we were laying on his bed because if he did anything I knew I needed to run, so he helped me take them off. I passed out because I was so drunk and woke up 3 hours later to him rubbing my dick on the outside of my underwear. I'm fairly sure there was no cum or semen present, so I like to believe he didn't do anything. Once I woke and was no longer so drunk, I said, "It isn't happening, is it, bro?" I wasn't getting erect. I said, "Nah bro, I'm straight," and he goes, "But it felt different." The most fucked up thing about the situation is that in my sober state I would never make out with another man. So I feel like I lost all my self-control while in that blackout state. It frightens me to think about it and not knowing what happened while I had passed out for those few hours. I haven't told my family members and only a couple of close friends that I can trust. As a young male, I don't feel like I can talk about what happened openly without being judged. I have two. 1. I've been planning on killing myself for a while now, and every now and again I get the urge to do it. I'm seeking help right now, so I hope everything gets better too. I'm extremely in love with my stepsister. She's not a minor and neither am I. I grew up with her during the second half of my life and she's always been there for me, and it manifested into love. I hate it, and it's also part of the reason above.